Hi, this is Jim Montgomery with Exit Force Partners and another in our series on Better Business, Better Exit. Today's topic is how do you stay in touch with your, quote, list, unquote. Now, one of the most important things in your business is your customer list. How do you stay in touch? Well, let's talk about one way, which is an autoresponder. Now, an autoresponder enables you to be able to collect email addresses from your website or in any other way that you might have the way to collect them offline or online, and then stay in touch with them by email. Now, there are several different kinds of autoresponders. Most of them work basically the same way and allow you to either send an HTML or a plain text email. I personally prefer to use the aweber.com one that you see there first, but there are others that I've also used called constantcontact.com, verticalresponse.com, and if you just did a Google search for autoresponder, I'm sure you'd find a whole host of other ones to do. Now, these are not free. They do have a small monthly charge that's involved, but I can tell you they are well worth it in being able to send out your newsletter on a weekly basis and schedule in advance, have an automatic email sequence that goes out to people, all of those sorts of things. Now, let's start off at the beginning. How do you get all the names and the emails into the autoresponder? Well, first, if you happen to have already a list, you can actually put it into like an Excel spreadsheet, and most of them will allow you to just upload it as long as these people have permission or have given you permission to send them emails. Another way would be on your website. You can actually set up, this is the front page here that I'm showing you now for Aweber, and you just log in and open an account. You'd have to go through the sign-in process. I'm not going to run through that with you. But you can do an initial email sequence, but to begin that, you'd want to start with a little form. And you can see in Aweber that you can actually have a form. You can decide what kind of template you want to use for it. There are all kinds of different ones that you can see there on the screen. The blue down at the bottom shows you what the form looks like. And this particular one, you're just asking for the name and the email and have a submit button. Then you can set up a series of initial emails. One that would go out every day. Well, I'll give you a little more information on a kind of suggested sequence. But as you can see, this is actually a showing of one of my email sequences that goes out on credit card debt settlement. And they are literally set up. You look at the right-hand side. The first message goes out. Its interval is 0, so it goes out immediately. The next message goes out a day later. And you can see I have a sequence of 9 different emails, and they go out one day at a time. So for 9 days straight, actually almost 10 days straight, you're going to see an email from me on this particular subject. Now, what did they look like? How do you set these up? Well, as you can see, here is the form for actually doing them. This one is for my newsletter that I send out occasionally and sends out a free credit card debt settlement report. You can actually personalize it, as you see there in the subject line where it says the first name, and then again down in the body you can see it says, "Hi, Joe." It'll substitute Joe for first name. Then you can set that up to go, for example, for the first week you do it daily or so. You may want to do more than once. Then maybe one per week for the next month, and then once per month for 11 months. So you now have a 1-year sequence that you can stay in touch with someone in your client list. Broadcast emails. Now, that's an email that you would send out to the entire list. It could be scheduled to go out at some time, but it's not a follow-up email in the sense that, let's say you just have a special message you want to get out to everybody, so you'd sit down and do an email, and it would send out in a broadcast to everybody on your email list. But it will be personalized, and it will look like it's only going to them. Want to know more? You can really build your business with things like this. Go to betterbusinessbetterexit.com, and you'll see on that page a place where you can input your information and join our email list. But we send out a sequence of emails that have videos just like this one. And if you want access to all of them, just go to betterbusinessbetterexit.com.